Hello? Okay. It's working now. Just make sure this microphone's working. It looks like everything's okay. Hello. Welcome back. How are you today? So, I wasn't planning on doing a show tonight. In fact, I kind of, well, I don't know. I wasn't planning on doing one. And at the same time, I wasn't planning not doing one. Basically, I just kind of was unsure what I was going to do. I'd just done 2 live shows. Like I did one on Wednesday, did another one on Thursday, and I thought, well, shall I do one tonight? And it was like, well, ideally could do with like maybe do it tomorrow night. But the thing is, I'm not available tomorrow night. So I thought, you know what? I'll get on camera tonight. I'll do a live stream tonight because I can't do tomorrow. Then on Sunday, it's only going to be for channel supporters. So if you want to see the Sunday show, you have to become a channel supporter. I've got a little message running underneath here. I should really be saying, like, if you want access to the Sunday show, you need to join the channel supporter to be able to get to that. So that's going to be on Sunday anyway. But yeah, I can't do tomorrow night, so I thought, okay, I'm going to do it tonight. I have a few things anyway. Let me just check these comments first. I will do the comments first. Kind of gets me into it. The first the beginning of the show, kind of, I like to just go through the comments anyway. Hi, Rachel. You're looking gorgeous this evening. Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Mercury. And it was nice to get your comment earlier on, because I was kind of 50-50. I was 50-50 about tonight, but I'm going to come on for a little bit. I don't know. I don't think I'll be on as long as tonight. I don't think I'll be as on as long tonight. But you never know. But when you said, "Oh, just do it tonight," I was like, "Okay, you know, I might as well." I've got time, so, and it was really that or record some videos, because I was like, shall I record some new videos? And I thought, well, I either do the live show or do that. And so I've come with this because tomorrow I can't record tomorrow. Sunday I've got the like I said, the members only live show, and then on Monday, Tuesday, whatever, we'll see. I really haven't really worked out exactly what days I want to do these live shows. I guess, like doing them like this, it kind of gives me an idea. 1 minute. Okay. Lily's like, yeah, Lily's like, well, yeah. Well, I enjoy them too. It's a little bit different for me, because when I do the videos, I end up, I enjoy doing. Obviously, I enjoy making my videos and stuff, but they are just kind of like the whole process is kind of, I'm just doing it myself, camera, record, edit, organize it all, get it online, and then put it out the next day or whenever I put them out. And then it's kind of just you get to kind of speak with people through the comments and things. Whereas this is more direct. And also I kind of like, the last few live streams we've done, I've ended up kind of learning about things that I wouldn't have learned about if I hadn't done the stream. So I think it's quite, educational as well. So you do a few things that you wouldn't normally do. So I don't know, I enjoy them, and I wouldn't do them otherwise. So that's really where it came from. And I thought like yesterday's live stream quite went pretty well. So I guess it's like practice makes perfect, really. Um, but yeah, like I said, I probably won't be on as long tonight because obviously I've come on a bit later. I mean, ideally, in a perfect world, I said originally I'd be doing these at 5 o'clock or something. I noticed a lot of people. I've checked out other people doing live streams, and they normally do like 5, 6 p.m. And it's kind of funny because it's always like 5, 6 p.m. that people go online, and then I'll look, and it's like, there's like, okay, they're all from different places as well. It's really weird because it's not just because obviously I'm in the UK, and I'll be looking and be like, oh, so everyone's kind of coming on about 5, 6 o'clock, and it's like, okay, yeah, they're from the UK. That makes sense because that's what kind of time I've been advised to come online at. And at the same time, um, there's like people in America doing it 5, 6. I mean, I'm thinking, like, what time is it? It must be first thing in the morning if they're doing like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Well, no, 5 or 6 p.m. English time, GMT in America. I mean, depends what part of America they're from, but that's pretty early. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So I don't. Well, I mean, I don't know how early it is, but anyway, maybe it's like lunchtime or something. And then some other people doing it like who are from like parts of Europe and stuff like that. So everyone seems to go online at the same time. Let me just put my fan on because it's quite warm in here. It gets as soon as I get in front of the camera, it gets quite warm. Anyway, I think I'm just gonna take easy stream today. I don't think there's anything. I'm just gonna take it easy and slow. I don't know. I guess I mean, I'm not like tired or anything. It's just that today's been like one of those days. It just seems like a really sleepy day. So I've just been kind of like chilled out most of the day. Not really. American time zones are confusing. Well, I guess they are for people in the UK because I mean, like here in the UK, we just got one set time, so everything's the same wherever you are. But I know in America, obviously, because it's quite a large area, you've got the different time zones. Sometimes, I mean, I have done in the past. I've wrote down the time zones because with America, it's kind of like, I mean, even like yes, YouTube and stuff and Google, it's all American, so it's kind of good to be aware of how obviously the system. Wait. The system you're using and stuff, what time it is in other countries, and I do have a few American members and stuff, so it's kind of good to know what time it is for them, and you can kind of work out what's good for everybody. I mean, I've tried to do this over the years with social media because I've been quite active on social media ever since I got my first Facebook account years ago. I've always tried to keep an idea of where things are, like the time zones and things like that. And sorry, I need a chair really instead of this bed. I'm just gonna fall over on these pillows. But I've always kind of tried to keep the idea of like time zone stuff. So in the past I've kind of written time zones down and try to keep track of what's going on for different continents. So when I put things out live, I kind of know what's good for different people. The thing is, I ask people and they never tell me. I'll do like here on YouTube. Anybody who watches this video, we've got columns where there's like somewhere you can put posts. Where it says post section. I mean, if you're ever on my channel, just go and check that out sometime because I do put things there. And some people message me there and stuff, but I think it's quite good for YouTube, quite easy to kind of keep in contact. You can even post yourself. I've got a section that's just for I think it's called community, and you can even post yourself. So I mean, as long as you don't post anything, not safe for work kind of thing, don't post anything like that. You should be fine. I'm in the UK too, so we are on the same clock. Well, yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, of course, there's people here they're on UK time, like yourself, and I'm obviously on UK time. But I mean, I have people that are in different countries and stuff, and I do like to kind of keep an idea of what time it's for them. It's just right. Okay, 12:30 noon in California. Right. Okay. Thank you. Coach. Now we know. So yeah, this is it. So I like to know that because then you can get an idea. Because YouTube will say to me like, because they give you advice as like when you're a creator, when you're making videos, and they say, oh, you should put videos at this time, you should put videos at this time. But like in the UK, they'll say, oh, 5:30, 6 p.m. They say stuff like that. That's why if you ever see UK creators, they always kind of put time. A lot of them they put the videos out around that time. So that must be like early morning. Obviously in California, what's that going to be? It's like in the morning time. So, but I guess so they can hit more. They can hit more people. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, for me, it's just when I get on camera. Okay, for me, I've realized one thing. I can try to keep a time, but the reality is, I just gonna be like, okay, now I can do it. You know, like I've said before in earlier streams. Oh yeah, I'd love to do morning streams. That's what I want to do. And I just, I don't. Well, it might be possible if I'm in a country where if I go, it will be the morning. Well, I guess in America it is a morning stream. If I get on at 5, 6 o'clock, it is a morning stream, isn't it? So technically, all right. So you never know. Maybe if I can do the Sunday show around UK time around 5 p.m., it would be a morning show in California. So I kind of like that. I kind of like that idea. You know, because that's something I'd want to be able to do. But realistically, the Sunday show this week, um, probably going to end up being in the evening UK time. So it'll be morning for California, but yeah, for the UK, it's probably going to be evening. Just because, yeah, because actually a morning show in England, everyone would be asleep in America, or they'd be very late at night. So it'd be a late night show in America. Anyway, okay. We can't win, can we? We're all on different times. I guess somewhere it's the morning. Right now, somewhere it's early morning. So I guess what was it, like Hawaii or something? Maybe it might be early morning. I don't know. Anyway, but I know when I go to Thailand next time, I've been thinking. It's crazy. I mean, I'm not going to Thailand until I think I'm supposed to be going to Thailand next year. It's like a year away. I don't know why I'm talking about this, but in July. That's a plan. I've been talking with my Thai friend about going in July next year. So if I'm in Thailand in July, I'm going to film there. I'm definitely filming this time. I've been going for a few years, and I've always meant to like do some filming, and I never do. I never do. But I feel like this time I really want to do some film while I'm there. So I don't know. It might be some blogging. I might do some things where I go around and blog, maybe. Um, but don't take my word for that. But I'll definitely still try and do some kind of live stuff if I can. I hope I do anyway, because I've been talking about it for years, and I have all the equipment to take with me, but I never do it. So, but I hope I do. Anyway, well, if you're new to these videos, I mean, which probably a lot of people will be, because I've only just started doing them again. I used to do them last year. Now I've started to do them again. I'm trying to find my way. I'm not the best with technology. Well, I'm okay with technology, but for some reason, in the last few live streams before this, the cameras went off. Everything went wrong. But I feel like I'm getting on top of it again, and I'm getting back into a flow. I used to kind of do like live streams where I would talk about videos. I'd put videos on, and I stopped doing it for a while. And the main reason I stopped doing it is because I did a few videos, and I got trouble with copyright strikes and things like that. So even though I never broke copyright, because copyright basically you can watch videos and things, but you've just got to be interactive with them. You've got to be, when you watch a video, you can't just sit there and watch it on YouTube. You have to kind of interact. You've got to transform it. So if I put a video on today and say, "Oh, this is what happened in the news. Here you go. Watch this video, and then I'll talk about it." You can't do that. You've got to kind of watch it and then like talk about it, which makes sense, because obviously, I'm watching it to give you my opinion. And I felt like I used to do that with all my videos, but YouTube, the problem is some creators, they give a lot of power to whoever has the video. So someone like watches my video, which people have done. If they watch my video, I sometimes I have the right to kind of say, not use it. But if they use it under fair use, there's nothing you can do. If someone watches your video and says, "Oh, this is all rubbish," that's fine under fair use, as long as they critique it. It's when someone just watches your video that's where it passes the it's not acceptable. So anyway, like I said, if anybody saw my old videos last year, anyone who saw my live streams, you will see that I always critiqued videos. I never just sat there watching them. I was trying to get into it, so it takes practice to do. It's not like I could just get a video and I'm just like the best at critiquing things, because you have to really watch it and kind of either think on the spot of what you really want to say, or you've got to be kind of either pre-watch it. I never do that. I just watch it with you guys and then I just give you my honest opinion. Which I know it would be better if I pre-watched it and then did it, because I could write some notes or something. But anyway, I just wanted to be more organic, and we're all kind of just watching at the same time. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. So I was getting into it, I was getting good at it, but the thing was, they just keep doing this, and it got to the point where I was just getting too many and I couldn't do it. And I just thought, well, what's the point of doing a live show? I'm doing these live shows. It was fun, but then every time I did something, they would just like saying there was a copyright strike and things like that. And that's just like, you can't have that on your channel. So I stopped doing it. But I've come back now and I started to do it. And I think now I've got a better idea how to do this. So hopefully that won't happen again and we can still have the live shows. I'm not sure if I can do the live shows every day like I've been doing. This is probably a little bit extreme because I've done it like this week. I've done it Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I still have to have a day where I record videos because I have a few ideas for videos and I've been like, I'm going to record them, but I've been putting it off. So I think after this weekend, I've got to start, probably Monday night or Tuesday night, I've got to start recording again because I have some really interesting videos that I want to record. So hopefully I'll get them out soon. Let's just check these comments. Would love to see travel video from you. Yes. Well, it was happening. I did try to do it once. I've tried to do one in Paris. I went to Paris and I recorded it. Didn't get many views, but I admit as well it wasn't the greatest of videos. I was in Paris and I thought, I'm going to try and do the blogging. And the first thing I think everyone says this who does this. It's like everybody looks at you. Everybody looks at you. It's like if you've got a camera in your hand and even if you look at your camera, you're talking to it. Everyone around you starts like looking and they're like, "Oh, what's going on? What's going on?" Like really confused. And it's kind of like, well, so many people do this now. Why do you seem? And obviously as well, I try not to be annoying. Like I don't want to be there going, "Hey, everybody, da da da," and there's like loads of people around in quiet. I wouldn't do that. But it's like I'd be walking around like because I've been to Paris quite often. Paris is quite a good one for me to do. I'd love to go. In fact, might be possible. I might go to Paris soon, maybe. We'll have to see. And I think it's like walking around Montmartre and then my camera. And a lot of time it was like, okay, maybe I can just walk around with my camera. That's not too bad. But as soon as you talk, they're all interested, the sooner you do anything that's too interactive with the camera, people don't like that. Well, it's not they don't like it. They just kind of can't help but look. So you become the center of the attention. Everybody's interested in you. So they're not bothered about the tourism anymore. They're not bothered about where they are. They're kind of, oh, camera. It's like, yeah, everyone's got a camera. I'm just talking to mine. So hopefully I will do it because, to be honest with you, I've been going to Paris for a few years. And really, I need something. I need something to do more when I go. And the blogging side is quite fun. And I think it would be a different angle we could bring to this channel. So let me see. I think there's, I definitely feel like there's more after hitting 10,000 subs. I feel like there's more reason to do it. There's more of you out there. So I feel like, if there's people out there interested, like Mercury here, I'm definitely interested in doing it. So we can experiment. Look, if people watch it, people watch. If they don't, I mean, I'd enjoy doing it. Looking lovely, Rachel. In these videos with so many topics. Yeah. Well, I've been covering a lot recently. But I've been mainly focused on the news. So it's been a bit. This week's been a bit of a crazy week. Normally I would focus on doing my normal videos. And I'd be focusing on because I have some interesting videos already recorded, but I haven't put them out because I kind of ended up focusing on this live shows. Well, I guess I'm experimenting. Like the live shows, like well, I'll just try and do them and see how they go. And I've enjoyed them, so I've been doing them. And then I've kind of put my main videos that I normally do kind of to the back for now. I wanted to focus on this. Yeah, so here we are, Friday night, and I wanted to come on here because there's a few things anyway I want to tell you guys. I'm trying to be very careful because the news has been very much, obviously this channel focuses predominantly on transgender topics. Not that I think we should always just focus on that, especially in the live shows. I think we can vary it a little bit. So from time to time, I might talk about something that's nothing to do with trans issues. But obviously this channel is predominantly about that, and a lot of the subjects I cover is that. So you're gonna get trans issues anyway. it's just part of the channel. But there's a couple of things I wanted to talk about. But yeah, the news this week has kind of been dominated with this with Graham Linehan. I actually know how to pronounce his name now because when I recorded the video, I knew who he was, but I never said his name before, and I was calling him Linehan. But it's Linehan. I've heard his name so many times now. But anyway, it's been dominated with him, but that's because of his arrest, and then he's had a court case last couple of days. I didn't really pay attention to today's court case. Been over 2 days, hasn't it? So I don't know what's happened there, but he's been in the news. And then I ended up doing something that was the Edge of the Matrix. Was that him? Was that the thing I was doing? No, there was something else. Oh, well, I got out the last video that I did for the about the court case with about the consent with the trans girl, and about how the laws changed with that. So I kind of started the week with that, really, with my videos, which it was kind of like a decision to do that, make a third video. I made it because I felt like there'd been so many comments about what had been going on. I just thought, well, I'll give a final video, full stop on everything everybody's saying, and this is what my thoughts are. And the other two videos had racked up like one got 2,500 views or something. So I thought people were still wanting to kind of discuss it, but it didn't do too well really in view count. So I just thought to myself, well, okay, maybe everyone's done with it. I'm kind of done with it anyway. Kind of tired of talking about it now because I talked about it so much, and I was just replying to all the comments, and there was like 200 comments, or 200 more than that, 200 plus comments. So I was a bit tired of it, to be honest with you. So I kind of feel like that's been sorted now. I mean, there is in October there is she'll get sentenced, so we'll see what her sentencing actually is. So there's still that to come up, but for now, I think we've kind of, we've sorted that out. We know where we are with that. A lot of people had different opinions, but I felt that those videos brought in a different kind of climate onto this channel. And what I felt, and I got, in fact, I'll show you this because I did something today, and let me see if I can find it. I will find it now. Where is it? To bear with me here. Maybe I can show on this one. So what I did was today, I decided to put something in the post section, and I did it for a reason. I did it because I wanted to see what people would say. So just bear with me if I can find it. Yeah. Well, in fact, I'll show you. Because if I share the screen, then you know what I'm looking at instead of me just looking, into, just going, what's she looking at? Let me see. Hopefully my computer will be fine with this. Sometimes it gets a bit funny when I share screens and things like that. So we want that off. Ooh, where is it? I think it's this one. Remove that. Add to stage. This one here. So I've got my page here. So I can give you an idea what's going on. Just by the way, if you're wanting to join, there's a join button down here where all the faces are. That's how you can join the membership. I think sometimes they have it on the subscribe bit here as well. Oh, there's a join there. You can see it. So, but this is on a PC, so I don't know. It depends if you're on an iPhone or whatever you're on. It'll be different. Anyway, so look, you got home, we've got video, shorts, live. So we've got our lives here. So we've got a few now. They're starting to add up a bit now because I'll keep doing them. And then we've got posts here. So wait a minute. Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's fine. So you can't see the results here, can you? I'd have to show you on my other one. How many people looked at this? 22 has answered it. Well, let me just stop sharing for me because I can't show you this. I'll show you. I will go to my page because you can't see the results there. Sorry, it just takes me so long to. I've got to switch my account to that. So I did it for a reason to kind of see what the answer would be. But this is just enough for me to kind of realize that there's something going on. Okay, share the screen again. Right. So I put this on and I was talking about the show. You see, I was writing it and I was thinking, okay, I'll tell everybody I'm doing do a show tonight. And then I thought, well, how about if I just put like a little question thing here? So I said like question, trans women are women, true or false? Now, obviously, you know, we know we've got, 78%. This is 23 people have answered this. But you see got 22% there said false. Now, yeah, everyone's allowed their own opinion, but that kind of points to me like, why would you come on a channel if you don't, obviously if you don't agree with this, trans women or women, why would you come on this channel? So that means there's 22% who voted on this have come on this channel. So to me, that kind of says that there's people in this channel that are watching this and probably don't agree with what I'm talking about, which is fine. But I mean, why would you go to a channel? Look, if I see a channel that's kind of like anti-trans or something, I don't really stay there for long. You know what I mean? I'd probably go, oh, it's an anti-trans channel. It's not really my thing. Now, it's a little bit different now because I have this channel and I do talk about people that talk about anti-trans stuff, but I won't really go there. So when I saw that, I just thought, oh, so there's probably people around like who, you know what I mean? And I think it was the videos. It was the videos that I did about the court case that brought those people in. That's my opinion. Let me see. There's some more comments. I just want to double check because I like to keep on top of these. Yeah, it's terrible, sad. Also, I bought out a lot of phobes. Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. Okay. This channel, just like any channel, attracts people from different opinion points. I haven't got a problem with that. I think we should debate. And of course, if someone comes from a channel where they've been listening to anti-trans opinions and then they stumble on here, it's like, well, that's good. That's good in a way because at least I can show them, like, well, at least make them think about what they're thinking. Like, oh, you just hate trans people, or trans people they're like this, or something like that. And they come here and they realize maybe they find out it's not true. I'm actually going to make a video about it because I've had to kind of look at a lot of this anti-trans stuff, and there's channels of it, not just I showed you Edge of the Matrix, but there's so many. There's so many of these anti-trans, and it's fascinating to look at. It's fascinating. So, why would you care? Do you know? But they subscribe, they watch. I don't know. It seems so weird to me anyway. But no, I've started to work on a video for it, so I will put that out, and I think it's quite interesting. What I found out, and I will share that with you all. But yeah, so there is some people here who maybe don't agree with trans people, but I think that's really what the channel membership is really kind of splits us apart. Like on Sunday, like even now, who knows? They might be watching now for all I know. But the Sunday show, it's more unlikely they'll be in there because it's private and they have to join the membership. So I don't think you would join the membership unless you wanted to be on this channel a lot. I mean, why would you join otherwise? You know what I mean? But who knows? I know one person did say that because I asked the channel members today. I said, "Do you want me to do a show today?" And someone did say they didn't. I got a downvote on that on the private thing. So it's like someone didn't want me to do a live show today. I don't know why, because you would think they probably would want me to do one, but someone said no. So maybe they're busy tonight. They're like, oh no, don't do it tonight. I'm busy. So that might be fair. But I didn't. I should have said I should have said, oh, please leave a comment and let me know why you made that decision. Because now I'm kind of like, oh, someone didn't want me to do it tonight. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm here now anyway. But I'm quite tired, to be honest with you. I don't know what it is. I wasn't as tired before I got on, but now I do feel tired. So I don't know how long I'm going to be able to do this tonight. But maybe we should just go. Let's go through a few things because I know I won't be on as long tonight. We've already done half an hour chatting, so I think we're ready to go into some. So the first thing I wanted to bring up was I have a store. You might have noticed it if you're on my channel now that all of a sudden they've got t-shirts up there. T-shirts and mugs and stickers and things like that. So what happened was, I think it was yesterday. Well, it was Wednesday night when I was talking with everybody on the stream, and I started saying, look, YouTube gives me this opportunity now so I can put merchandise and sell merchandise through the channel. And I've always sold t-shirts. I've actually have a thing called Redbubble, and I've done it for a long time. I've had my own little thing going. And let me just start setting it up. I'll keep talking to you while I set it up. So I've had Redbubble for a while, and which is basically a site where you can sell your t-shirts and things. And I actually I do make money from it. I actually have a little business on there. Believe it or not. So I already do this. I've been doing it a long time. It's not because YouTube said it, would you like to do it? It's like I was already doing it. But I never really connected it to my channel because I was like, oh, I don't know what to do really with that. But then they started saying, oh yeah, you can connect it. So I was like, okay, I'll connect my business from Redbubble to my YouTube. And what happened was they said you can't have Redbubble as the main one because you can only use certain brands. So I was like, okay, so I'll try a different brand, and So anyway, I found Teespring, and I was like, okay, I can use them. So I decided to. I don't know where my channel is here now. I'm trying to find it. I thought, okay, I'll sell with Teespring, but Teespring doesn't have as much options. But Teespring does show up on the channel. So those, if you can see the ads now for those t-shirts and stuff on the page, they're actually from Teespring. Which, if you like anything from there, feel free to go there because I'm still going to put designs on there and stuff. But it's a bit limited. I can't put as many designs on there. Where's my channel? I'm in my shop front. Okay, cool. So I don't know if I can find the Teespring as well. I should really go to Teespring as well. Bear with me a minute. I have to find the shop. So what I've got is I'm going to show you both stores. So it's entirely up to you, but I just thought I would show you what I have because I don't know, you might be interested. Well, I'm interested in it. I want to show you anyway because I think it's really cool. I can do this now, but for some reason, why is it not? There we go. I have to find the actual. No, where would it be? It's not going to be there, is it? I know what I'd have to do. I have to go on the actual channel and open it through my channel because I have it on the channel, so I can do that. So we have to go on a video. I have to go get the Teespring video and then. Sorry, this takes forever. I guess you guys could just go on it for me because. Right, so if I go into the channel, should bring me up to the.
An epic journey to switch internet provider.
Nope.
Okay, so a lot of music came up then. Right, I've got them anyway now. I think this is my channel. Right, perfect. Let me show you what I have, so you can at least know what I'm talking about here. So I've got 2 stores, but one is better than the other in the sense there's more stuff. But if you ever see anything on there you think actually I like that, then you're free to check it out. Start sharing this one. Okay, I think you can see it. Nope. That's why, because it's not got the open screen. Yeah, so this is Teespring. So if you ever click on any of those pictures, it'll take you to this. But the thing about Teespring, I find, obviously, I think they're mainly a t-shirt company. So I mean, it'll definitely give me lots of options to do different t-shirt designs. But it's just something that I'm interested in, and I wanted to show you. So I created this image. I mean, you might have heard of Protect the Dolls. It's like protecting trans people, and I put the trans flag behind it. I mean, that's what I did, and I thought it looked pretty cool. And then I put it on I can basically put it on any of these, and they will basically make the product and then send it. So if you ever order it, you'll get it sent direct from this company. So it's pretty organized, shipping and everything direct to your home. I think they ship everywhere. I don't know if there's anywhere in the world they don't ship to. Obviously, America, England, no problem. But I was a bit limited what I could do. So I got like a bag, so I can do like bags like this. They'll print up like that. And this isn't the only logo I'm going to do. I'm going to do different ones eventually. Over time, there'll be lots of different ones. But this is just the first one I got with Protect the Dolls. It's like on mugs and stickers. These are stickers. So there's just some idea. So you'll start seeing these things now on my channel. So that's the images, the Teesprings, and this is what is directly from YouTube. If you want to go to my bigger store, where I do have more items, that's Redbubble, and you'd have to go to this. So the links for this one, this is Redbubble. I've only got these 2 ones for the trans. I have lots of other stuff I sell. So I have a lot of other stuff, and they do sell. I have a little business going with that. But this is the trans stuff. I put it at the top. And basically, I've only got the flag and the t-shirts. But I'll give you an idea of how much different it is. So if I go to this one. So Redbubble is pretty good as well. Ships anywhere. Can take, cards and everything. So that, it's really organized. But here, like, I've got, like, these t-shirts again. This one's, like, unisex. So it's, like, men and women's. But again, it's with this message. And then the thing is, there's so much choice because they don't just do t-shirts and stickers and things. They do everything. They can basically put on anything. So it's like we got caps, we got phone covers, lots of different styles of t-shirts, stickers, loads of different types of stickers, like different quality as well. Posters, they just do everything. So if you've got any ideas of something you might be interested in, if you think, oh well, I won't mind something, but can you do this design? It's possible. I mean, I can even do these, for certain people, I could even make a design of something that's not, for sale on the channel. Like, if you something you want yourself, we could always talk about, and I could create something. But yeah, so I'm going to be doing that. So it's just something new that I wanted to show you. If you want the Redbubble, you have to go. I'm going to put the link under the videos in the description area, so you can go there for these for Redbubble. But if you want Teespring is just on the channel, so they're there. And if there's anything in the future you see it catches your eye, yeah, please consider purchasing something. Obviously it helps me, so and it's something I've been doing a long time. It's not something I'm new to. I'm quite often, like I say, I mean, go back to my main channel. I mean, I started doing t-shirts. People were interested in them, and I actually I do okay at this. There's a little side job that I have. So I've been doing it a while with different logos and ideas, and so you see I've done quite a bit. So people like this stuff. So there you go. That's what I have. So yeah, I've been doing it for a while, and I wanted to share that with all of you. Right. So let's have a look at these comments. So I'll try and keep on top of the comments. Where were we at last time? Yeah. Yes. Well, this has been about the transphobe things. I'm glad you decided to go live. You're a great company. Well, thank you. Well, that's another thing. It's like, well, when I was doing this channel, and I felt after I got the 10,000, I thought I wanted to do live shows again, and at first I didn't do them because I was thinking like, well, I want to bring okay, I don't want to sit in front of the camera and just chat. Like I think it's cool chatting like this. I think it's good, but I also want to give you guys something. So, I feel like when I invite you here, it's like, of course I can talk to you. I know that, and then we could just call it a night or whatever. But I always feel like I want to give you something. And I don't want to just do something where I just kind of sit here playing something, do something. I've seen other streamers. They do what they do. But for me, I just feel like I want to give you something, and maybe I want to do that as well. I don't want to be a streamer that doesn't have something to give you. So, I think it's cool to kind of like chat, go through the comments, because that's good one-to-one. I love that as well. I get to know you guys a bit better through comments and stuff. And then I like to just kind of go over some videos and show you my opinions on some things that go in the news. And also it helps me because it educates me, or even sometimes makes you think maybe I should make a video about that. So it's quite useful for me. I need a bigger screen though, because when I put up the comments here, they're really small. Now I need like a little screen here or something I can just look at, because I always have to kind of lean forward to read them. My computer's too small. I've been telling off anti-trans people at their side and so-called normal gays. Yeah. We say here sites. Oh, right. So you've been on their sites and you've been talking to them, yeah? Well, good. Yeah, thank you, Francis, for doing that. For like, because it's worth it, there's so many channels out there, and some of the things I have to kind of think my mind out if I want to talk about those channels, because every time you talk about them, you bring some of their followers into your page. So you kind of be like, do you want to bring them in? Because it's like hate. I mean, I'll be honest with you. What I've seen, I don't know how they do those channels, because to me it breeds a kind of hatred towards the trans community. And why would you want to be part of that community? Why would you want to be part of a community that hates people? Like, like for me, I'm doing like these videos. I might talk about, like this week, I've talked about Graham Linehan. I've talked about Edge of the Matrix, but I just take them as a bit of a joke. If we bring them in, they're a bit of a joke. I'm not taking them. They're not serious people to me. Graham Linehan is obsessed with trans people. He's got a mental problem, right? That's if he comes in here, that's what I'm showing you. I'm not showing you his hate. I don't want to bring his hate in here. Edge of the Matrix to me now is like a character. I'm just treating him like a character. The last video I did with, we looked at, we've been walking around Manchester, totally like, whoa, I've got to find someone to annoy. I'm like, yeah, that's what he is. That's if I bring him in here, that's what I'm bringing in. I'm not bringing anything else because there's no serious debate with him. He's just a transphobe. So if I bring him in here, that's what you're going to get. So I will, if I touch on any of these people, I try my hardest not to touch on the hate side because why hate other people? I don't know. We're all human. We're all doing our thing. I don't need that, you know. I just want to. If someone says something and I think no, I've got to put the facts down. Like when I did the Edge of the Matrix debunk video, I went there, I put the facts down, and said no, this isn't true. This isn't true. He's lying. Don't go talk to him because he just wants it for his content for his channel. And that was it. To be honest with you, I didn't get as many pushback on that video. A few people came in there and they were like supportive of him. Obviously, some of his fans found their way into my channel, and they didn't say as much because I think they couldn't. If they watched the video, they were kind of like, "Well, how can I argue with her?" Because yeah, she's kind of proven us that he's wrong. The way he wins his arguments is he knows the people around him don't know anything about the subjects he's talking about. So he puts himself up as if he knows. But when you're trans and I have access to all the information in the world in front of me, I can just watch it and then basically, okay, well, I can check fact it, fact check it, check fact it. Okay, whatever. So it's a bit different. So I did, and that's what I did. But and all I found was he was just lying. So that's why I don't think he's worth debating because it's basically lies that he's doing. So there's no point really talking with him. But that's his channel, you know. You imagine people watch that, and all he is he's just lying. So it's like, how can you? And it's the same thing every video. Same talking points again and again and again. And every time people try to tell them, they don't listen. All these transphobe channels, people will say to them, well, no, that's not quite true. And they'll be like, no, it's true. And that's it. They don't want to know. It's like Brexit Unplugged or Rival of Awfulness. Yeah, well, Brexit Unplugged or Rival of Unawfulness. What do you mean Brexit itself, or is there a channel called Brexit Unplugged? I mean, if there is a channel called Brexit Unplugged, I won't be surprised. They seem to have all these kind of channels and stuff, don't they now? I don't know. First get rid of the T, then kick out the B, and then separate the L and the G. That's the game. Yeah, I agree with that, Francis. Totally. It seems to be a very common thing, actually. The kind of surprising part is there's a lot of I've seen some trans creators that do anti-trans content, which is a bit weird. I don't know how they do that. They must. Well, I have a theory. I mean, my theory is this. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you what I know. What I think is some of these creators. I think the ones that are like trans and they do it. Obviously, there is a financial incentive because if you agree with these anti-transphobes and you're trans, they'll back you more because they'll be like, oh well, they're saying this, so it must be true. If a trans person's saying this, it must be true. But then I also think there's a cultural side of it. I think if enough people in the society and in culture and on TV and stuff are saying trans people aren't who they are. So like I say, trans women are women. 100%. Trans women are women. Trans men are men. Completely. I believe it. That's who I am. I know it. I am trans. But I think some of them, they doubt themselves. And when they've heard people say trans women aren't women, they start thinking that themselves. So I think some of them have just been hurt by it. And maybe if they've come, they believe it. They believe now that they don't believe trans women are women. They're transgender. You've got trans women who don't believe they're women. They actually start believing it. And I think it's just because society. There's also the financial incentive. There's one or two that I've seen that I do think maybe it's money, but it must be sad. I can't even imagine running a channel where you've got to spout that all the time. I mean, how does that feel on yourself? So, like for me, whatever I do, I'm happy with what I'm doing. At least I'm true to myself, and then I can just, have my channel. I mean, I guess they're true to themselves, but I can't imagine being anti-trans and be trans. That must be like. But I might have a look at some of these channels in the future if I can. But it's hard to look at them sometimes because, firstly, I know they're lying, and then the second thing is it's kind of sad to watch. And then you've got like people in, I've looked at some of the comments and they're kind of, yeah, you're right. And I'm thinking like, well, you're not trans, so how the hell do you know? Do you know what I mean? Like when you're trans, it's like you know what it is to be trans. So when people say no, it's not true, it's like you don't even know what you're talking about. Anyway, but anyway, let's not worry about the hate channels. They're always going to be there. There's always haters are going to hate, aren't they? What have we got here? I meant Brexit itself is what it was like a dam breaking. Well, I mean, whatever's happening now with the UK, sorry, I mean, a lot of things are changing now in the UK, and it has changed a lot since Brexit. I've got to what I'm going to say is like Brexit. Things have changed a lot since Brexit, and obviously now I wouldn't say the UK is getting better in any way of all now. I would definitely say it's getting worse for business and finance and getting worse for like just generally living here, because the cost of living and things like that have just gone up. I don't really see any sign of anything changing. It's just kind of like we just got to adapt to this new way of living. But unfortunately, that has also caused the problem where people are pointing the finger at different minorities, and the trans minorities are kind of. In fact, I've got something a little bit about that. If we do that video, I'm going to try and do some videos because there's some interesting things I want to bring up today. But people are pointing the fingers at more minority groups, and trans people are being targeted now. And I think it's just because people feel in the UK they want someone to blame, and instead of looking at the politicians, they are looking at trans and other minorities and kind of saying, oh, these must be the people that are causing the trouble. That's why my life's not as good. And it's like, well, I think it's the politicians. I mean, it's pretty clear it's the politicians. It's our political establishment. It's the whole setup that's really the problem. I mean, when even like for me, I didn't really think much about it. I didn't want to think much about it. But as soon as I, kind of sat down and I started thinking about it more, and I was like, it's just obvious. It is. It's just we're being pitched against each other. They want us all to fight each other, and that's it. When really, we're fighting the wrong fight. But unfortunately, right now, trans people are being picked on as one of these. Oh yeah, sorry, I already read that, didn't I? So yeah, let me try and get through some videos because otherwise I'm going to be here all night. I'm going to end up doing an all-nighter. I'll be here until tomorrow morning, and I'll be like, all right, okay. So I did pull some videos. Sorry, I've been drinking fizzy water, so I'm like burping now. I did pick some videos. Let me see which one to do because I don't want to bore any of my regular viewers and be like, oh, you're not going to do that again, are you? Because there is one that did come up. Let me show you anyway. So I picked some videos because this is what's going on now in the news, and I'm going to say that I'm going to start. I'll just let you know this as well. I'm going to start doing some reaction videos to some videos. There's some videos on YouTube I can't cover. Okay. Normally, the problem with YouTube is the bigger channels. So any channels that get like 1 million views or something like that, these crazy channels that get 1 million views, you can't really cover them on YouTube because as soon as you cover them, even if you only watch a little bit, they'll copyright strike you. So I'm going to make this really clear to everybody. And it's totally optional for you guys. I don't know. I wanted to try and do it with my live shows. Like I was going to say to you all, hey, if you like what you're seeing, go over to Patreon. Because I have a you feel free. The link's underneath this video. You can go and join it for free. So you have my Patreon. But I'm going to start putting some videos on there. I might just record them and put them. I don't know if I'll be doing them live. It might be just I record them and then do them. I don't know. But let's see. Let's see. I say it like this. It's better live. I prefer to do it live. But the problem is I can't put them live on YouTube. Impossible. Even if I play like 5 seconds, YouTube will probably copyright me. And I'm not doing that. I'm not ruining my channel for this. But Patreon is different. Patreon, you can definitely do fair use. So, of course, as long as I comment on the video and I don't watch the video in its entirety, I can do it. So I'm going to put those videos on Patreon. I would put them on here, but YouTube will never let me do that. They're just so funny about it. So there is some videos I've been looking at I want to cover, but they're going to have to be, because they're bigger channels and they just get funny. They don't like you. They don't like you watching their stuff. So, or commenting on the stuff. Now let me have a look here if I can find it. So I did put a selection of clips together for tonight. That's why I'm on the wrong channel. I have a second channel, see, so I need my backup channel. So this is my backup channel. So there's a few things I don't think we are going to watch, but this video I've got already laid up, which I'm going to show you in a minute, but I don't. Where should we start? Well, yeah, maybe we start with this one because it's a little bit different. Okay. Oh, no. Bear with me. Okay, so I actually found this video. So let me just share the screen so you can see it. And it was an interesting one for me because I went through a few videos to kind of decide if there's anything I want to cover in a live stream or anything like this. And I found this video and I thought, oh, it looks like this is going to be not going to be nice or anything, so maybe I won't cover it. But then when I actually watched it, I felt like it was pretty balanced. And I felt like it really kind of showed. Well, let me just show you it. So basically, I found this on all the channels. I found it was actually a what's that channel called? Let me see. I think it's on here. Sex Matters. So I think this channel, I think Sex Matters is the one that's a bit anti-trans. But anyway, they put this video on from LBC. And I don't know why they did, because it is balanced. So, I mean, fair enough. I agree with it. So let's see anyway. See what they say.
Intolerant police state. Britain is not an intolerant police state. Britain is not North Korea. But the enthusiasm of the authorities for prosecuting rude tweets rather than, for instance, shoplifters or drug dealers is becoming embarrassing.
Yeah, so this is about, obviously, in relation to the recent arrest of Graham Linehan. And then I think at the beginning what he was saying, he was using the words that were in, I think what Nigel Farage, the leader of Reform, had said in America recently when he'd been questioned in America. I think that's what he said. He compared England to North Korea and things like that. And I forgot what this presenter's name is. But he said, well, we're not North Korea. We're not, this kind of, well, whatever Nigel Farage said, we're not that. But there's this thing about tweets and stuff. And I guess in some way, the tweeting and the discussion online, we have to kind of work out what is acceptable in a society and what isn't, I guess. If they haven't got that fully worked out, I don't know. For me, like, look, I know I've said this so much this week. Of course, we have free speech, but there has to be a time where, we can't allow anyone to actually use free speech to call for violence. That has to be, if someone does that, that's a different thing from free speech. You can't do that. If you can do that in free speech, then that means that any of us, including me now, I could say things on here. If we said, okay, then you're free to do that, That means I could come on here, do shows, and say, right, everybody, this is what I think we should do. And, you know, can you imagine if someone went online and said, so like what Graham Linehan said, he said that more or less if there's a trans person in a toilet, in a female, so a trans woman's in, say, a women's toilet, you should make a fuss. You shouldn't just be like cool with it. You need to call the police, and you need to, if the police don't come, don't sort it out. You sort it out. And he said to hit them. Now, if you take that literally and say, okay, that's what he told me to do, that means you're saying that you're okay to be violent against somebody. So I don't think we should have that inside, because there will be people that will take that and do that. I think also there's a responsibility. There was something I was talking recently about with J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling has a massive following. So when she says something, a lot of people agree with her. And when you've got that kind of voice, like I've got this, like now I'm on video, obviously as you guys out there watching this, I have a voice, but I don't have a big voice. I have a small voice. Like a few people watch me, I understand that. So you guys can know what I've said, and more. This is more just like I wouldn't do that anyway. I wouldn't advise you to do something. It's your choice. It's you make decisions. All I can do is just tell you my opinion on something or the facts of something, and then it's up to you to make your decision. And I already do that where I am now. Now, if I had a following like J.K. Rowling, I would be very careful about what I say, because you have a responsibility of what you say. But see, a lot of time with her, she has her opinions and she pushes that out. And a lot of people share it because she has that following. She has that thing. So they listen to her and then they go and do that. And that is wrong. She shouldn't do that. But you know, that's her to deal with. That's why she is what she is, isn't she? Because she doesn't understand that, which is terrible. And you would think if you were a billionaire, you'd think, well, I've got a very nice life. I've got everything I need. If I'm going to go and tell people to do things, maybe I don't tell people to do things. Maybe I just tell people to think about things. That's fine. You know, there's other ways of going about it. But anyway, I don't know. I don't know her personally, but the way she goes about it, I really disagree with how she talks online. Anyway, let's get back to this video anyway, because otherwise we'll never get through it. So I think the intro is pretty good. He's more or less saying, you know, but we got, you know, the tweets things. Okay. Let's move on.
The Irish comedy writer Graham Linehan was arrested by 5 armed police getting off a plane at Heathrow after posts on X about trans people. They were offensive, and they were meant to be offensive. But sending 5 Rozzers to grab him, that makes Britain, I think, look ridiculous. For the right...
So, I mean, I agree with this and disagree with it. But, I mean, of course, right. It was meant to be offensive. Everything he did was offensive. So we all agree on that. Even though some people don't. But yes, we all agree that what he did was offensive, but it's not breaking the law. You can be offensive. That's under free speech. You can be offensive. But, you know, and that's what it was meant to be. I don't agree with the thing about the police, because I've gone over this so many times, because this has been used too many times. I agree that it looks bad, and it's made, and of course, people can use this to make England look really bad now. Why did you send 5 armed police to go get some guy who did some tweets? It looks very bad. But when you actually look at the actual reasoning behind it, then it makes sense. And I've said this before, but I'll say it one more time. Heathrow Airport, if you get arrested at Heathrow Airport, they are armed because it's an airport. 5 policemen. I don't know this for sure, but I presume it is procedure, and I believe it's because obviously you need more than one. They've got guns on them, haven't they? You need a team to sort out whatever person, because sometimes it could be something for more serious crime. So it's just their procedure of how they tackle that. He doesn't live in the UK, so they couldn't go to his house. His house is in America. He lives in Arizona, so his passport was flagged when it came in. He did the tweets back in April. He was in America at the time. He flew to the UK recently, and that's when he got arrested. So everything about the arrest thing is more to do with how the policing is, the procedures there. I would advise the police to try and work out a better procedure for particular crimes that they're going to sort out. So it has made England look bad because you've sent armed police and everyone's using that. But when you look at it, you actually go, oh, okay, so it's just kind of like that was the procedure. But it does look bad. So I agree with that side. But the reasoning, it's just their procedure. So, yeah.
This is an assault on free speech. It's totalitarianism. I just think it's bloody stupid. So I'm glad to say, does the Health Secretary, Wes Streeting, he said this earlier to LBC Today.
I think the Prime Minister and the Home Secretary have been very clear that when it comes to the challenges facing this country at the moment, particularly on law and order and keeping neighbourhoods safe, the priority is neighbourhood policing. We want to see our police policing streets, not policing tweets.
Yeah, well, of course. I mean, everyone, I think, in the UK would agree with that in a sense. We want people to, I want that because I feel like we don't have the same policing that we used to have in the UK. I feel like I don't see the police as often as I did. And I do feel like, with the crimes that are committed, there's a lot of like minor crimes now are kind of just let off. It's not really a big thing. And I don't mean that people should be punished for minor crimes. I don't mean that. But what I mean is there should be some deterrent so that there is less crimes committed. But then again, why are these crimes being committed as well? It goes into a bigger thing. But of course, we want the actual police out on the streets and stuff like that more than just doing this. But it doesn't change the fact that what he did was he treated, and it was inciting violence, and that is why, and harassment, that is why he's in trouble for what he's done. So it's like, you either let people do that, which would be bad, because that could also turn into, well, I'm going to show you something in a bit, actually. I will show you something. Because things can turn into actual violence. So it's better to kind of sort it out at the beginning. Anyway, let's see if we can watch a little bit more of this.
Well, I'm joined first this evening by Maya Forstater, the Chief Executive Officer and co-founder of Sex Matters, who's been investigated herself over tweets she has posted in the past. So
So I don't know anything about her. I think this Sex Matters. Yeah, I'm guessing they're I guess they're anti-trans and stuff like that. I don't really know much about them. But she's already been investigated before for tweets. So I kind of already start thinking like, okay, I'm getting an idea of who this person is, yeah? So even when I was watching this, I was like, okay, so this isn't... But let's just see what they say.
Whereof we are speaking, as it were. Now, you would say very strongly that biological males should not be in female spaces, and you made your position very clear on that. But this is becoming more and more heated. People on both sides are kind of screaming at each other.
So I think he has some points here, and I think that it's quite what is it? Like he's saying, both sides are are fighting with each other and stuff like that, and screaming at each other and stuff. So I think that's fair. I think there is too much. I don't like. Okay, from my point of view, I don't get involved with shouting at people. I honestly think like if someone's shouting at you, I don't shout back at them. I think there's a better way to deal with them. But like he's saying like, okay, there's just too much from each side. It's too heated. But it's heated because I know from a trans point of view, these her group of people, right, or whatever, she's saying she's fighting for women's rights, but in the same time, she wants to erase trans people. So of course, trans people are getting really upset about that and really more heated and angry on their side because the things she's saying basically are talking about eradicating us, erasing us. And I think even here she starts talking like that. I mean, she can't help herself.
Either online or in person. Is there a point at which these tweets, the kind of tweets that Graham Linehan was talking about, become too far, go too?
Yeah, so is there any point where they become too far, they go too far? Now, my opinion, I think I've made it clear that there is a point where if you're inciting people to do violence and stuff, then that's too far.
Absolutely not. I mean,
okay, so she says absolutely not, but she's got to understand this one thing. If you really believe that, and we then make it so people can do whatever they want, that means they can do it to you as well, and that's the problem. And they never understand this. She's saying no, we should be able to go as far as we want. It's okay. Like, so she's actually saying that there, but then she would have to accept. So if we change the law, we get rid of this about the inciting violence. We have complete free speech. You can say whatever you want. okay, then that means that anybody can say what they want about her, but also can tell people to do whatever they want to her. Is that what she wants? Because I don't believe she would want that.
Graham Linehan was engaging in a political debate. He was engaging in it with humour because he's a comedian.
Punching
So
people in the balls, though, is, provocative.
Yeah, so like he said there, like hitting someone in the balls, that's provocative. But I was going to add something else. He's not a comedian. Why do people keep calling him a comedian? This guy has not worked as a comedian for a long time. He is not a comedian anymore. Stop referring to that. He is obsessed with trans people. If he said what's his job now, I just say, well, he's just an anti-trans activist to me. He just fixated with trans people, and that's his life. He's not a comedian anymore. He was a comedian when he was doing his comedy back 20 years ago or whatever it is now. He's not a comedian anymore.
He wasn't arguing that people should do that. He was making a joke about the level.
So the presenter, he's saying no, it was. This is funny because this is on Sex Matters thing, and he's actually even saying to it, it was
of where balls are compared to the height of a woman. And he's been making the point since 2018 that women's rights should be protected.
See, that's what always brings it back to women's rights. Does anyone really believe that Graham Linehan really cares about women? Because I think it's just an excuse. I think he's just doing it purely. He's got fixated with trans people, and I honestly think that he only uses women's rights just to kind of justify his hate for trans, to be honest with you. Because if he cares about women's rights, he's not doing them a justice. Because what he's doing is, well, I mean, I care about women's rights anyway, so, but what I mean is if he's fighting for, say, like Sex Matters group, all I'm thinking is like, you're just enabling him to keep doing this. I mean, these people are just as bad because they're enabling him. When we all know he's mad, we all know he's got a problem. The key should be like, advise him not to be involved anymore. Or if he really wants to fight for women's rights, just focus on that. Stop going out and sparring out like trans. What is the tweet like hitting a trans woman? Anything to do with women's rights? It's not. To me, it's like, what's that to do with women's rights? That's just like, yeah, be violent against people.
Sex spaces should be protected, that men shouldn't be in women's sports. I mean, it's offensive for a man to say he's woman.
I think that his tweets were meant to be offensive, but I also think it's crazy that the police arrested him in the way they did. I think that's just
again. So we already said that.
Bonkers.
It is, but I mean, it's also their procedure. They may have to change that procedure because it does make us look bad in the UK.
I'm really interested, though, in your view about how we get this debate back to a slightly more civilized way. I mean, I have seen trans activists screaming at women, and I have seen women being as offensive as they can be back. And this is doing nobody any good, I would.
So, yeah, and I think he has a point here. I think, if people are shouting at each other, and he's saying both sides are shouting at each other, and that's why I would just say to anybody that the key to this is kind of just keep it calm. If people engage with you, make sure it's civil. Don't engage with shouting, noise, and things like that. When I say at the end of my videos, sometimes I use words like fight, and what I mean by that, I don't mean fight as literally fight. I mean fight in the sense stand up and be heard and keep your voice out there. That's what I'm talking about, and I'm gonna make that clear. That's what I'm saying. I never say that people should go out and go right up to these people's faces and do things like that. I don't think that's the way. And I won't debate with anyone anyway who insults me. I think that debate has to be on a when you debate someone, it should be on respect for each person. You have to have that respect for them and sit down with them and respect, not sit down and start. That's why I could never debate with Matrix, Edge of the Matrix, because he has his board, and it's straight away to me, that's offensive. You are not in here for a proper debate. You want to erase me, so why would I talk with you? But if he was to say, okay, I will take that off, I will apologize for wearing that, I want to debate with you properly, two people sit down and be civil, then it might be more possible that I could debate him. But it's very unlikely that he would do that. But even if he did do that, it's like, well, you're going to have to apologize because what you've done is offensive. Then we can sit down and discuss things. Because just to try and erase people is not a debate.
suggests. So what's your view about what are the limits of acceptable language?
I don't think it's... people need to be able to speak the truth. They need to be able to say who is a man and who is a woman in order to be able to have clear rules and say who's allowed to be in which sports, which spaces and so on. And just to be able to speak the truth about medicine, for example. I think in April, we went to the Supreme Court and...
So yeah, like, I mean, of course, she's not going to give anything up for what she wants. She's basically saying, you know, we should be able to say what we want and all this lot, which under free speech you can. So nobody's got a problem with that. You're allowed to say what you say. You don't believe that, you know, trans people are who they are, though I totally disagree with you, or you're allowed to say, but I'm also allowed to say that I do believe who we are, as I am a trans person. I know.
We made these arguments in front of the Supreme Court, a grassroots women's organisation called For.
And just remember as well, at this Supreme Court hearing, yes, they were in the court and they got to argue their case, but there weren't any trans people in that court. There was no trans people involved with this Supreme Court ruling. So we didn't have any voices at all in there. And you know, that's the problem here. Like, she's like, well, we got to do it and we got to say it. It's like, you did, but we didn't. We didn't get to say anything. We were shut out of it. And then they made a decision which affected us. And even though you say like, oh, well, that affected us as well, now you can't go in there. And it's like, well, you know, you just carried on as normal. It's just trans people aren't allowed to, you know, well, we are allowed. We do still. But I mean, basically, we're not officially allowed now where we go. Oh, we're not officially respected as a gender anymore.
Women Scotland took the Scottish government to court.
Women weren't wheeshed, I remember it.
Yes, exactly. And the Supreme Court said that the women were right, that men are not women, whatever they would wear, whatever they call themselves.
And again, as well, there was no evidence brought in for trans people. No scientific evidence was given in. None of the research for transgender people was brought forward. It was very one-sided. So even though she's correct in the fact, yes, she got to say the court agreed with them, but then again, there was no one to represent us. So of course that's going to happen, innit?
And so, you know, this is not just an argument going on Twitter.
Legally, you are winning this argument. I'm still interested in what is the limit of offensive or acceptable speech, because some of the things that have been said, for instance, about trans campaigners, you can smell that photograph, it stinks. If it was said about an ethnic group or a religious group, I think we would all recoil.
That's a really good point there. And like he said, because one of the comments that Graham made was that he said that trans people, I mean, that in that picture, he said a photo you can smell. But you imagine if you said that about any other ethnic group or anything like that, how much people would be absolutely furious with someone if they did that. So it is like, for some reason, when it comes to trans people, these people get a pass on this. But what he said there was deeply offensive. I mean, you imagine if you said it to any other minority group, what would have happened?
But equally, after the Supreme Court judgment, there were people outside the Supreme Court saying "hang TERFs," which stands for Trans Exclusionary Radical Feminists.
Both sides, absolutely. This is my point in this.
And that's what he's been saying. He's saying that both sides are doing it. So he is saying both sides, and I don't agree with that. I think, you know, I would advise anybody. I mean, look, I know these people. I mean, what this woman is saying, I would say I really dislike what she's saying. But the key isn't really to attack them personally, and definitely don't attack, like, if people were doing like hang TERFs and stuff, I would advise not to do something like that, because see, she can use that now against us. She can say, oh, well, look, even though, I mean, I wouldn't do that, but she's saying that, oh, look, though, it's like, so they always use it against you. So you don't need to be like careful about what you say. You have to, you have to speak your truth, and sometimes you have to act on what you do, but always be aware that people use things against you. So like this is being used, she's trying to, but he's saying like, oh, but you're both doing it. He's saying both sides are doing it.
Sense is that it's become ridiculously heated and extreme in terms of the language on both sides, and everybody basically needs to rein their neck in a bit.
I think there's a difference between people being rude on Twitter and people saying clearly, that's a man, he shouldn't be in a women's changing room. That's not offensive. That can't be offensive. Otherwise, you cannot keep women's changing room safe.
it is offensive when you're talking about a man, that's fine. But when you're talking about trans women and then calling us men, that's where it's offensive. But she's never going to understand that.
I agree. Moderate and polite language, pointing out what you regard to be the facts of the things, is absolutely one thing. For now, my offense.
And that's another thing. Like, okay, even she said that then. Am I offended by that? Well, of course I'm offended by it. But she's allowed to say that. And I accept that in the fact with the law. She's allowed to say it. But if she'd have just come up and started saying, yeah, and if I say that people should hit a trans person, then I would be saying, no, that's not acceptable. So there is a difference, and she's not really played that. But anyway, now he has another guest. So he's given half the show to her, and now he's going to go to his other guest.
Thank you very much indeed. Let me turn now to somebody who's actually been the target of one of Graham Linehan's tweets. Colin, who's a drag artist who goes by the name of Crystal, when performing, was described as a grotesque sex clown by Linehan on X. Colin, thanks very much.
So, yeah, so we got Colin now. Now, we don't have he doesn't have a trans, but he does have a drag queen. So, and as you can see, even a drag queen, Graham Linehan has been nasty about a drag queen. So, it's like, so basically he doesn't like anyone, does he, really? Let's be honest with you. So it's not just trans people.
For coming in. Do you accept that in a country with free speech, people are going to say offensive things about you? They may say they often do offensive things about me. And in a sense, we just have to suck it up and be grown up about it.
To a degree, certainly. And I did suck it up when Graham called me a grotesque sex clown. I thought it was kind of funny, honestly. And then there's times when it's not acceptable, such as when Lawrence Fox called me a pedophile, which is...
So, yeah, so there he's brought up quite a good point there. So, yeah, he was like, oh, well, it was funny when Graham made fun of me. I wasn't bothered by it, right? But when Liam Fox, another one of these guys, another character, called him kind of a pedophile. So I mean, of course, that's like totally unacceptable. So there is a limit on what you can say about people.
Clearly defamatory. I think we can all agree in this room that sending 5 armed police officers to an airport to arrest someone over a tweet is probably an overreach. But what I find very frustrating about this conversation that I'm seeing today is a lot of pundits using this free speech as a vehicle to just basically say and promote further transphobic ideas.
Yeah, that is another problem. Because I mean, I do feel like a lot of the media is pushing this kind of using it towards like free speech and things like that. But it also is turning into a lot of anti-trans. I mean, I won't bring any of the videos today, but I did click on Edge of the Matrix's channel, and that's all he's spouting with it. He's using this to spout more trans hate, blaming trans people and stuff. And really, none of it's really, this was supposed to be, most of the media at least used it as free speech, but at the same time, they kind of use free speech and also have a dig at trans people.
Graham is not a pillar of our community. He's frankly a fanatic obsessive who's got a single issue that has cost him everything that he has. And his interactions with me, his interactions with anyone on Twitter demonstrate. He's in court this week on charges of abuse. So
yeah, and I will show you something about that court case as well after this, because I have something that I found online. Basically, why he's there.
We shouldn't be using this man as some kind of pinnacle of our society to say this is who we need to champion when it comes to free speech.
I think it's just as true as some of the things that Maya was saying. It is.
I mean, I think what he's just said, though, is really, really good what he actually said, because it's so true. Why are people using, Graham Linehan as like to champion free speech when what he's done is he's gone beyond free speech? And is this what we want from a society? He's not the person to be using, but you see, they're all jumping behind it, but also they get to point the fingers at trans people at the same time.
True that he has become a complete obsessive about this, and he certainly has lost a lot of friends and family and all the rest of it in pursuit of this. Why do you think this issue drives people to such extremes so quickly? Because I would say that both sides end up screaming at each other very, very quickly indeed.
It's quite an interesting question. Now, why has Graham got so obsessed with trans people?
Well, I think it's it's very difficult when people feel that their identities are under attack, and it's something that I can relate to as a gay man. And the way I see this debate is recycled homophobia that we're witnessing in 2025.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. That's from the point of like trans people and LGBTQ, it is like you're being attacked. So I totally understand everyone how they react towards people, from the trans community, why they would get angry and maybe do things that they really shouldn't when they try to defend themselves, because the people on the other side are just talking about erasing us, about we are who we are. You don't there's no such thing as a trans child, and trans people shouldn't be allowed to do sport and things like that. Of course you're going to get angry about it because it's basically excluding you from social life. So you're going to get more angry. And like he said, it's kind of like the same thing we had before with the gay community. It's just a new group of people to hate on.
That's the exact same kinds of language that was used, and it's scaremongering about trans people instead of gay people. You made the point earlier that his tweets would be completely unacceptable if they were about any other minority group, and I completely agree. It's not that long ago that we have to think about, the dangers of gay teachers in schools, and you could imagine someone tweeting, "Punch them in the bollocks," and we would all agree that was unacceptable. So
yeah, exactly. So I mean, he's really, really, really spot on, this guy.
Let's not get it twisted here. This is a man saying outrageous things for the point of being outrageous.
I am no kind of lawyer, as will become quickly apparent, but as I understand it, what the common law says is that if I say something offensive or rude about you, that's not a legal matter unless it leads to some kind of violence, or unless it leads to the possibility of violence. And we've seen all the cases about asylum hotels being burned down and the rest of it. Where do you think the acceptable line is?
Yeah, because this is it. Where is the acceptable line? Well, it is in law in England. We do have a line, which I said is when you start inciting violence.
Is between what's nasty and offensive but legal and what should be prosecuted by the law.
Well, I do think it's a matter for the police ultimately, and I'm not a legal expert either. I do think that there's something wrong when it comes to inciting violence, and that is what that tweet reads like to me. Clearly, it read like that to the members of the police as well. And so there does need to be some limit on that. But what we're seeing today is a lot of people with an anti-trans ideology using this as an opportunity to further launder their rhetoric in public. It's they're calling it a joke. They're not taking it seriously. And of course they would say that because they want this language to be acceptable.
Yeah. And that's it, really. That's the key thing. I mean, he's really on ball, this guy. I mean, that's the thing. That's what I've been seeing throughout the internet. Anything, and any of you, if you've seen any of these videos that be coming out, this is exactly what people are doing. And this is why it's a problem. People have been saying this because they want this anti-trans words to be out there. They want this. I don't know why they want it. I don't know why they hate us so much, but that's what they want.
Well, glory be. I think we've had a kind of civilized and interesting conversation on the subject, which has taken things forward a bit, which must be almost unique. Thank you both very much, Maya.
So I thought that was quite interesting. I saw it today. I somehow stumbled on the Sex Matters page because I was looking for stuff. I was looking to see if there was anyone talking about it. I saw this and I thought, obviously he interviewed the lady from the Sex Matters. I thought, well, is this just going to be a one-sided interview, and is it worth even watching it? But then when it started and then I got more into it, I was like, actually, okay. I felt like, yeah, they've shown some of the points. And obviously, I think it was Robin, what he said there really kind of just was very clear of it's basically what I've been saying. But it was very, very clear and to the point of actually what's going on. And it seems it's all over the internet. And I unfortunately, I have stumbled on these channels and I have given them a little bit of a watch just to see. And this is what's going on. So do I think it's worth me coming on 3 days to do these live shows, just at least say it to you guys? Yeah, I do. I think it's worth me doing it, because even though they've got like thousands and thousands of views, I do really think that these people, if they could just open their mind and maybe just, even they just came and just saw, that little point, what he said there, Robin, if they just could realize, like, what am I doing? Why am I watching these people be nasty about trans people? Why am I supporting Graham Linehan? I had someone leave me a comment on one of my videos saying, Graham Linehan's a national treasure. Graham Linehan was a national treasure. Graham Linehan was something 20 years ago, before he just became obsessed with trans people. He is not a national treasure now, because whatever he had before, he's lost that. And if you can't see that, if you can't just look, all you have to do is just look at the facts. This is not about free speech. This guy, he did overstep the limit. Okay, so there is a limit. Just, you can't incite violence. And I mean, as well, harassing people. I mean, I know I don't, obviously the inciting violence is the thing. I feel the harassment, even though it's not good, but then if you keep harassing people, that's not acceptable either. But anyway, let's see where we're at. So what we got here? I want to try and get on top of your comments. So, 1 minute. I've missed some of your comments here, aren't I? Because I know Mercury wrote something. You were telling me about Brexit, yeah. And then we went, Patreon is much better site. YouTube copyright is insane. Yeah, well, I know you're already a member on there, Mercury. Yeah. So anyone who's watching this, watching it live, if you're watching it after the fact, some other time, there's a link below this video. There's a link on all my videos. I put my Patreon. Just consider going there, and just you can subscribe for free. If you do that, at least you're on there. Of course, there is more available if you want to join as a full Patreon. But if you just want to kind of just be there and get the videos, because I'm still going to put videos on there for free, that you can just watch, because, like I say, I can do so much more. Basically, you can get away with a lot more. Like, even like music, for example, on YouTube. If I put some music on now, my stream could be taken down, or it could be copyright. But on Patreon, it's like you can play it in the background as long as it's quiet and it's not the main thing, you know. So you can get away with a lot more, but you can't on YouTube. And I'll tell you now, it doesn't mean that my Patreon is going to be, hey, you're going to put like a movie on there, we can all watch it. It's like, I can't do that. So I personally won't break copyright regardless. I still want to use fair use, but it means that I can do things. Whereas like in YouTube has such strict rules on copyright that even if you play a few seconds of stuff, sometimes they will copyright you, which is, you imagine that this is, I mean, how long has this stream been on? An hour and a half, and you play something for like 5 seconds, and then it's copyright, which means whoever owns that copyright owns the right to your video for 5 seconds. It's stupid. Wasn't Graham in trouble for stalking? Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't know everything about the case. I haven't really paid that much attention to Graham Linehan. It's the first time I decided to kind of look at what he's been doing. But apparently, yes, something like that. I think that's what it's involved. But what was he doing, actually? I mean, he must have been following this person around or something. I remember them attacking trans men for getting top surgery, including posting photos of their surgery and scars. Well, there's a lot of that online. I don't know if any of you guys have stumbled on any of these channels. I mean, like, I have considered, like, you know, covering some of these videos. But then when I look at them, I think, I can't cover these videos, or even, you know, even like that video we just covered now, I could do, because it's like, it's a debate. They're talking. Well, it's an interview. It's not really a debate. They didn't debate, did they? He just interviewed them both and got their opinions. But it was more civil. But I've actually just watched little bits of these videos, and they're nasty, really nasty. Like, you know, for a trans man, and maybe you're having top surgery, or if you decide to have surgery lower down below, bottom surgery or whatever, that's it's always a big decision. Both are big decisions. Even for me, I've had my surgery, which you can't see on it, but I mean, not that I'm trying to show them, but I mean, I've had surgery, obviously, right? And it's a big thing. It's a big thing to go for. They are big things, but anyway. But they're a big thing to do, and you don't want people like bitching over you. I mean, like, I won't care, because I mean, I don't care, because I know mine are. I know what mine are, so I'm quite happy with what I've had done. But I mean, but you still don't want it. You still don't want people bitching. And so, can you imagine, like, and some of these channels have massive followings. I mean, I won't say the name, but there's one that's got over 1 million. Just nasty. I watch you think, you've got 1 million viewers, and you're being nasty about someone who's probably not got that many views. It's like someone taking my channel and being nasty about me who's got 1 million. It's gonna be hard, you know. You're gonna feel that because they've got such a big following. But the thing is, you know, this is the world we live in. But the thing is, right, nasty to these people when, you know, it's a big thing for them to go through anyway. Of course, they're happy because they're going through and they're becoming the person who they're meant to be. But you don't want someone then like taking your pictures and going, huh, well, why do you do this? It's like, and just be nasty, and it's just nasty, and then people watching that. Why? Just awful. But yeah, there's a lot of it online. There's a lot on YouTube. I guarantee there'll be someone who's put on this video, who's watched this video, who's like, I like watching that. Well, why do you like watching that? You need to ask yourself, why do you like watching that? Because really, you know, if you actually just take a step back and just think, why are you watching these people? They're nasty. What's this one? And calling it multi. Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. That's why it's nasty. It's not respecting the people at all. A good barometer is if a person says cis. Well, yeah. Well, they won't accept that term. I mean, like, they won't accept anything. They don't. You know, if you say, oh, it's a cis person, they hate that. They'll call me a man. They'll call and people have done that. You know, I mean. I'm quite thick-skinned. Let me be honest with you. I don't really care. Okay, one thing, any of you guys, if you're watching me and stuff, you'll learn very quickly. That's why I probably can do this, because I don't really care. Do you know what I mean? I don't care about someone else's opinion who's never met me, who's not in my life or anything like that. If they want to go and say nasty things to me, it's just like, okay, so you're just kind of nasty. And I made it clear. I did a video and I said in my video, I won't debate with people who take it personally. If you want to come to debate with me, you debate what I'm talking about, not me. Forget about me being trans. Forget about who I am. Forget how I look. If you like how I look or you don't like how I look, that's not my problem. The key thing is what we're talking about. And that is what we debate, because that I have respect for. I have respect for debating. I have respect for people that actually say, no, this is what I'm saying. This is why I believe it. And then we could say, okay, we can talk about that. Then I can tell you how I feel. And then we can see if we can come to some agreement, because that's the way we move forward. If you come into an argument with someone, you say, oh, well, your hair don't look right. And, oh, you haven't done your makeup right. Or something. It's like, what's that to do with the debate? Unless we're talking about hair and makeup. Then, you know, if I came in and said, I've got the best makeup ever, and then you want to debate that, that's fine. But I'm not talking about hair and makeup. So why are you talking about that? And that's what they like to do. And whenever you hear someone do that, okay, remember they've lost the argument, because once they've done that, that means they don't have an argument. When they attack you as a person, that's the giveaway. Let's put it that way. If they just say women and trans women, it's a dead giveaway. Yeah, well, there is ways, but sometimes you can just, like, for me, sometimes I'll stumble on these channels, and all you have to do is kind of look. Trans women are female, exactly. They're women. But when you go on these channels, you kind of, when you stumble on them, it doesn't take you long to realize what kind of channel it is, because you just look at the videos and the titles, and you're just like, well, obviously I know what channel I've just stumbled onto. I wish they would stop calling themselves feminist. Reducing women to body parts is to put them on the same level as farm stock. Yeah, well, it's a point, isn't it? I mean, I think most trans women are very much for women's rights, in the sense, well, obviously, because we feel we are women and we want to support women's rights. So trying to kick us out and try and push us to one side is not doing anything for women's rights. I mean, like, for me personally, I live in a world where I am treated as female. I live as a woman, and I'm affected the same way as any other woman. And so I care about, you know, the way we're treated. I care about, like, things like our safety. You know, like, if you ask me, like, you could say, oh, well, you must be okay when you go, like, walking around at night, because you're trans or something like that. Which these people that say that we're men probably believe that we're okay. We can deal with the nighttime and stuff like that. It's like, no, I'm like most women. I'm more cautious at night. I'm more cautious because I live in a world where I am a woman. So if I go out at night, I have to accept that there's dangers there for me. I can't. It all becomes different as you live as who you are. You find that the world is like that. You end up being in the same situation. So I am affected by many of the same things that women are affected by. Cis women are affected by. So to kind of try and push us to one side, it just doesn't. It doesn't work on so many levels. They think they're fighting that. Well, I guess they just think that we're just men, so they think that they're fighting against that. But when they actually started looking and realizing, they realize we're just the same, and we're fighting the same fights. We're not different from them. But most cis women are fine with it. But it's just this small minority, like this Sex Matters, who just hate us. I mean, going to court to try and erase us, Anyway, also our whole justice system is founded upon innocent until proven guilty. However, she wants a right to presume. Well, there is. I mean, all I can say about that is there is this presumption for trans people that they don't want us to use she's saying about safety and stuff. Like, okay, when I go to the toilet, I go to the toilet. Trans women don't go and attack people in toilets and in changing rooms. If I go into a changing room, I want to get changed. I don't want to be bothered with anybody. So yeah, but we're always kind of seen as if trans women are going to do something bad. And they just, I don't know, they just keep thinking this. They keep saying these things, and it's like, no, we're not doing any of these things. Why do you keep saying this? A minute. A whole group of women guilty simply because of their existence. Well, that's it. That's what I keep telling really about trans women. It's how we're treated. Liham was an ordinary writer. Barbara Wilson was a national treasure. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, fair enough. No. I mean, Linehan, he had the chance of being something. Can you imagine if he hadn't become such an anti-trans guy like he is now, and he'd have carried on writing, he might have actually achieved something, But instead, he chose this path, so that's what he does now. So, yeah, it's quite sad. Yeah, so I kept the thumbnail for tonight quite clear if any of you've seen it, because that means we can just talk about whatever. Like the other night before, I kind of put loads of pictures on it, so it was like I had to cover certain topics. But tonight we're kind of more free to do whatever we want. But I felt that was a pretty good one video. There is something else I was thinking about sharing with you, so let me just see if I got, because I mean it's getting late already, but I might just share something with you. So let me have a look what I have. Bear with me 1 minute, because I've got to get this off now, because I've got that on the screen. And so I've got another video, but I'm going to leave that to, there's one, no, I'm going to leave one of these videos to Sunday night. So if you want to see the Sunday night, guys, don't forget to become, well, I'm just going to say, just become a member, because if you become a member, you get the Sunday show. And eventually, there's going to be more than just one show a week for member only. So Sunday show is for members. So I've got a video that I'm probably going to leave that till Sunday. But I have another video. Hi, Rachel. I see that Marianne Foster is on there. Yes, I fail to understand why they platform these people who know nothing about trans issues. Absolutely agree. They don't exactly. They always involve these people. Like you said, she's not trans. She has no idea what it's like to be trans. Trans issues merely given their opinion like they are experts. Well, yeah, and that's it. Lisa, totally agree. And that's what I saw another video. Well, I've seen many. where they're just talking about trans people. Like there's some guy, some doctor, what's he called? I saw this. I mean, I might do a video on him later on, but it's kind of boring, to be honest. That's why I didn't do him. But some doctor or something, he claims to be a doctor or a psychologist, and he keeps saying that, oh no, trans people, it's some kind of medical thing or something like that, and he keeps popping up in some of my videos, and I'm just like, ugh. But then again, he's pretty boring and is a total liar. So, you know, like Lisa just said, I probably won't cover certain people like that because I just think like they're just spouting nonsense. The only reason I covered that video there was because I actually think that Robin, what he said was really good and really hit the point. And I think just looks like an embarrassment, the other woman, to be honest with you. I mean, all she wanted was like, I want to be able to say whatever I can, and I think we should be able to say anything we want to be able to say. And it's like, well, you are forgetting that both sides can do that. If you do that, everybody can have a go at each other. So you want that, that's fine, but it's not. I don't know how our environment will be in the UK if everybody's going around saying whatever they want and saying, I think we should incite violence against this group. I don't think that's very good. So yeah, I was thinking about doing another video. I've decided this one's gonna be saved to another night. But do you want this video? I don't even know if I can do this justice. I'm gonna put this on. I'm gonna apologize in advance for this video because it might be. Wait a minute. Okay, I've just gone totally off. Okay, bear with me 1 minute. Okay, oh, my headphones just went off. Like 1 minute. So I've got a video I was thinking of doing, but I'm going to go over it really quickly because I don't want to... Wait 1 minute. I just need to charge these. They don't last very long, these headphones. Like an hour and that's it. Yeah, I was thinking about doing this video, and look, I'll just share the screen so you can see what it is. But I apologize in advance. And I promise I'll only go over it quickly. It was just that obviously this has been the main subject of this week, and we got... Yes, can you see that? Unfortunately, probably you can. Okay. So I thought we'd bring up a regular on this show, unfortunately. Regular. This character. But we won't listen to too much of him. We'll just talk about it. So obviously, surprise, surprise. Where do you think he was? Well, he wanted to go see Graham. Obviously, he's Graham's biggest fan. And he wanted to go see him. And he's made loads of videos about this. He's been so excited over the last couple of days because he's got to meet Graham, and he got to go to the court, and he was really happy about it. And I guess, you know, this is like the highlight of his day, really. Now he's getting a chance to, you know, meet his idol, and yeah, so that's where he was. He was at the court. So I'll try and I watched a little bit of this before, but we're not gonna watch it all. We're just gonna talk over it, to be honest with you.
I'm Linehan here, guys. Let's see if I'm gonna do my best to get it.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna say there's no sound because I haven't got my headphones in, and I have to put them back in, which they're gonna go off again. But otherwise, I can't hear what's going on. Like when I get a bit more professional, I'll buy some headphones I can just plug in. But I'm using my iPhone headphones at the moment. You know, until I've got all the things I need, you know, and also when I've got a better computer that can handle more stuff. So anyway, so he went to I said it's the High Court, it's Westminster Magistrates Court. It's not the High Court, is it? So yeah. So he's obviously really excited. Let's take sound off for a bit, actually. He's obviously really excited to be here. Gets to show off his sign. And that was the thing. That was his big thing. He wanted to give that sign to Graham Linehan. Now, I think here he's just picking on people. I think he's picking on this person here. He's saying something. Because you know he's like. He really likes to kind of argue with people.
I'm getting the hassle of these. Hi, Graham. Hey. I'm on side. Good for you. Thank you, mate.
Yeah, see, so you know, it gets to meet him, and obviously Graham's happy because Graham's seen that thing as well as, oh, I like that sign. And that's where later on he gets to share the sign with him. So yeah, just this. But obviously, big day for Edge of the Matrix because he got to meet the person he really liked. I think this is where he shares his, yeah, and here they go. So this is where they shared the, give him his sign.
Okay. Let me turn it that way and stick it up. Oh, no, come. Yeah.
Total chaos, not organised at all, is it? Look at that. Look at that. Just looks just stupid. Everything about it is stupid. Even face. But you see, he's proud to do this. He's proud to do it. Yeah, yeah, no. Okay. So yeah, so the big day. I just wanted to show this video because it's kind of like a big day for Edge. I was really happy. Got to meet his idol. Yeah, how happy he is. And then now that he's gone off in there, I think he goes around in there. I think the rest of the video just goes and annoys more people.
Now, so yeah, awesome stuff. That just couldn't got any better.
You see, he's so happy. He's so happy about this. Like, he couldn't have gone better. I'm so happy. Anyway. I think then he just goes, yeah, he goes and bothers this person here. That's all it is now. Just, I'm going to bother it. I'm going to go bother people. You see? Like, he can't get the attention as well. This is the thing. People don't want to give him attention.
Do you not want to speak?
It will probably be on the news because they
just tell my viewers because they're really interested. They want to know what the story's about.
This is what I've been saying. Yeah, it's all about his content, and my viewers want you to talk to me. So really, Edge of the Matrix really wants to talk to this person here, but this person is like, I don't really want to talk with you. And it's like I could talk to my fans and everything like that. It's like, so it's all about this. This is his channel.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. I felt just like you're filming me. Yeah. So what was it that you shouted to Graham?
You're pestering them, so of course they're gonna do that. Like, might need it for evidence later on. So yeah, that's what he does. He kind of just goes around outside the court, annoys people. I think he talks with people that are, you know, he agrees with. Oh, this here, yeah. So this is the person that Graham basically has been pestering.
That's doing Graham.
It's good. I can just push him out of the way. Yeah,
that one there. That one. That's the person that's charging Graham.
Yeah, and I'm going to show something. So I'm going to show you what actually happened about this court case next.
A man that's identifying as a woman.
So there you go. So again, misgendering and just being nasty as he usually is.
Oh, and these are his.
But you see, this time he didn't. Yeah, but he's upset now because he didn't get anything, did he, for his channel? He just looked like a fool because he just got pushed out way and couldn't get anything. So it didn't work out too well for him, did it, that time?
Protectors here, yeah. All these people.
Yeah, the protectors protecting against you because they know you're gonna be annoying. She doesn't want to be annoyed. She's going to deal with Graham right now. She doesn't want you pestering her.
People with the umbrellas, the masks. There you go. With a trans.
Well, yeah, they got masks on because they don't want to catch anything from you. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, I'd wear a mask if I was near you.
I'd say I've got a trans flag.
So now you admit it's a trans flag, eh? Now you admit it. So yeah, you've got the trans flag, but you've wrote some rubbish on top of it.
Yeah, they're the ones that were protecting.
So it's kind of the usual thing, yeah. He's kind of just pushed that way, and he's not really getting out, and yeah, exactly, yeah. Just don't pester her. Like, go away, get away, leave us. Why are you here?
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. No one wants
so
to
there you go.
So anyway, so I think he just carries on pestering people, and then he waits for Graham to come back out. Was it 8 hours? So you've got to think about it. 8 hours later, he's been waiting there 8 hours just for Graham to come back out. That's loyalty, isn't it? Really. Oh, God, wait for him. Anyway, let's see what happens here. Okay. So there, well, we've got some trans pubs out there waiting for him. Just all this. What about this? Thanks.
Thank you. Awesome, Graham.
Is he there? Yeah, he's here.
Hi,
your
Graham.
fan.
How you doing, man?
Your biggest fan. Your biggest fan's here. Oh yeah, you know. So anyway, so this was it. So it was just a big day for Edge of the Matrix and stuff. So happy to see Graham and then them both to be together. You know, two haters together. So yeah, that's really all I wanted to show from this. I don't really want to show anything else. So anyway, big day. Apparently, there's something about he wants to go to America as well. So.
Okay, yes, I've seen that.
So apparently he's going to go to America and see him. I'm not showing anymore. I'm done with that anyway. But I thought I would just show this because there is one other thing that I want to show you now about this. So like I say, big day for Edge of the Matrix. And but why was Graham Linehan in court? Well, I did stumble on a video.
Why do you think it's acceptable to call teenagers domestic?
Now, I don't know if any of you've seen this video, but this is part of the reason he's in court. Because I didn't really think about it yesterday, but they said that he'd broken a mobile phone. I thought, well, if he's broken a mobile phone, so there must be some film of him breaking this mobile phone, because obviously someone's got a mobile phone. They're probably filming, and he probably smashed the camera out of the hand. And that's what's happening here. So I'll just show you this clip.
Why do you think it's acceptable to call teenagers domestic terrorists?
Yeah, there you go.
Here I am with Graham Linehan, the man who called me a domestic terrorist.
This groomer has been filming people all day.
And you've been calling children domestic terrorists on Twitter.
Scumbag.
You're a scumbag.
So all I'm going to say about this is
why do you think is
so all I'm going to say about this is it's quite interesting. So this is actually, I think, is the reason he's actually in court. He's in court because of that smashing the camera out of her hand, and apparently he's been harassing her anyway. I don't know how they met or what everything else behind it, but obviously you can see it on the camera. So I understand that he did lash out or something. So it's there has been, obviously there is evidence there of what he's been doing. So I don't know what the findings of this court are going to be, but to be honest, I think, it's probably, well, I'm not going to speak on it because I don't know what they're going to find out. I don't know all the ins and outs, so I'm going to say I don't really know. But just seeing that, I was like, oh, okay, so he can get a bit violent sometimes. But I would advise anyone on either side, don't hit someone's camera. Don't do that. It's a really bad thing. Even if you're not happy with someone, you should never do that. And as you could see there, it didn't put Graham in a very good light, did it? So you don't want to do that. But that works for both sides. I admit that. So there you go. So yeah, I just thought I'd show you that. I'm not going to show any more of it. That's that. Like I say, I have a few more videos, but I think tonight we won't go on any more of the videos. I'm going to leave them till Sunday night. So I'm not going to be online tomorrow. I think it's going to be possible tomorrow anyway, because I've got to do some things in the evening. So the next time I'm going to be online is Sunday. So if you want to be part of the Sunday show, you basically, it's members only, but you can join really easy. And I just say, yeah, if you want, please do, because it's just a private area just for members. There's quite a few people who've already joined up, and it's quite a nice little space that everyone can come in and you can talk how you want, because everybody in there's like-minded. And like I said earlier on, we're not going to be pestered by anyone who's kind of just watching, who's not really part of the channel. So yeah, it's just members that are in there, so it's pretty cool. So that'll be on Sunday. If you can't make the Sunday show, I don't know when I'm going to do my next live show after that. Don't know. It all depends on my recording next week, because I do need to record some full videos. Right now, I'm just recording. I'm taking clips from these videos for a bit just to show people, because a lot of people I think might think that I just do shows where I just talk and stuff like that, and I'm not like that. I can do talking, but I also like to review videos and things like that, like you've seen. Great stream, Rachel. Hope you have a lovely rest of the night. Yeah, well, I think after this, and normally what I do is I cook. I like to cook, so I'm gonna actually before you go, let me tell you before I go, shall I say? Yeah, I like to cook and stuff. What I want to do with this channel going forward, at the moment it's still early days, so we've got the channel support, we've got things like that. But what's going to happen is I'm going to start doing more things with the channel and stuff, and there'll be more extra videos and things like it. Probably will end up more in the member area, to be honest with you. But it'll be things like my cooking, like I do cooking. So I actually do cook. Even after this, I go and I'll go cooking and stuff like that. So I cook all my own food and things. So it takes me a while to do, but I want to share that with people. So there's going to be more things like that in the future. But it will be most likely will be member, and that's just because by keeping it members only, it means that the people that are in there are more like-minded, more want to see that kind of content. Like they want to see these things that I'm doing. So that's why I'm sharing it more with members. If you're not a member, you're probably going to be getting stuff like, the normal videos and live shows, but you won't get to see all those extra things. They'll be more and more private. So I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to start doing that. Yeah. Oh, well, okay then. I'm glad you like that, Mercury, because I know you're your channel support already. So, you'll get to see all that. I'll be doing all that. So I was going to say something else before I went. So yeah. So I think you've seen. I showed you all the T-shirts and things and stickers. So if you're interested in that, you know where it is. If you're not a channel support and you'd like to join, there's a link below this video. There's a link on any of the channel support videos. My channel members, just click on it and it'll take you to the supporter channel. But I think that's it for tonight. Sunday, I'll make sure I've got some more videos we can have a look at. Hopefully it won't be about Graham and Edge of the Matrix, unless they do something that I find humorous that I want to show you guys. I won't bore you with any of their talking points, because I think it's not worth us talking about things like that. But yeah, so I think that's it for tonight. We're in the UK right now. It's 10:30. I got on a bit later tonight. Sunday, I'm going to try and get on earlier. If I can get on earlier, maybe I keep the stream going quite long on Sunday. So let's see how long it goes. But I think that's it for tonight. Yeah, we've been on 2 hours. So okay then, guys. So I'm gonna call it a night. It's really cool to see you all tonight. Anyway, I'm really glad anyone who's took part. Thank you so much for being here. And yeah, let's call it a night. I will see you all hopefully on Sunday. If you're not a member, join, and we'll see you again on Sunday. So yeah, that's when I'll see you all. Yeah, see you later, Mercury, and see you all later on. Okay then, and good night and goodbye, or good morning if you're somewhere else. Okay, I'll see you.